Good morning, everybody. It's March 5th, and this is in response to two comments I got from Chrome Ollie 2010 and Jace Plays 2004. This is in response to my video, Stuck in the Mud, which I was having a really terrible evening because I had been at work since 7 o'clock that morning, and it was 7 o'clock at night. I'd been at work for 12 hours. Well, I didn't get unstuck until 10 o'clock, so I had been at work for, 12 plus 15 hours. And my video was basically the larger picture, if you would have picked up on that, and I guess you didn't, was not so much me being stuck in the mud, but even though that was kind of the theme, I also reverted that to people who were stuck in the mud in a different sense. Maybe they're having issues and they're stuck in the mud, figuratively. And it was also about how our society has become such a self-serving society that neighborhoods are not so neighborly anymore. When your neighbor is in need, you don't go over there and ask them if they need help. You wait for them to come to you for help, and usually you turn them down. So that was the essence of my post. And if you didn't get that one, then maybe I have no idea. I can't even make that judgment call. You know, it was great to get comments. I don't mind getting comments, whether they're good or bad, because I'm going to go and respond to you either way. It was kind of hurtful because, you know, being judged, that's unusual for me. Well, not really, because where I work, the parents always have something to say about something that I'm doing, without the thought or regard that I have their child for several hours of the day, sometimes from let's say 8 o'clock until 5:30, so that's what, several hours. I don't know, you know, that happens often when you're a care provider. Let's see, I didn't have anyone to call, and I don't know if you're in a position where you have a lot of people to depend on, but I do not. One, I'm a very independent person, which has nothing to do with me not having anyone to call upon, but I tried to get myself unstuck. Didn't happen. It was late at night, and yeah, I had a friend suggest to me, well, call a tow company. Unfortunately, I happen to be one of those people who live paycheck to paycheck, and, you know, my circumstances shouldn't, I don't have to justify my circumstances. I don't live beyond my means. Matter of fact, I rent a room which is no bigger than like 10 by 14, and I pay my bills, and I do the necessary things I need to do in order to survive. I think it was, I can't remember which one of you two commented about someone who was homeless. I have been there. I've had a home not to go to. I have lived in my car. I have done these things. So for you to say, you know, all these things, you don't know my situation. I was commenting on the fact that, one, yes, I was stuck in the mud. I didn't have anyone to call. And whether I was whining or not, the larger picture in my video was that society, the breakdown of society's neighborhoods. Do you know your next door neighbor? Do you offer to help them when they need it? Do you say hi to them in the morning? Do you actually know who your neighbors are? How many people move into a neighborhood and something unfortunate happens to their next door neighbor and they don't know their neighbor. They don't, didn't know that they were in the situation that they were in. I don't go around telling people, oh, I'm so pitiful and this, that, and the other, because I know that I'm not. I'm very fortunate. I might live in a 10 by 14 room, but I do have a place to live, and I am very, very fortunate. Before that, let's see, I was living in a hotel, and before that I was living at work, and before that I was living somewhere else because of my financial situation. Oh yeah, and the whole time I was working. I wasn't living beyond my means because I couldn't. So, before you go and, post things that are rather negative and talking about stop my whining, yeah, okay, I'll admit to, maybe I was whining. But the rest of that, you don't know me as a person. You could have, if you're not going to say anything nice at all, don't say anything. I don't know if you were taught that at home, but I know that I was. If there's no need to comment on somebody's post, and it's going to be negative, then don't. But the thing is with me, I invite all comments because I am going to comment back. And I'm not doing this as some sort of fight or argument. I'm just saying that the bigger picture in my video post was the breakdown of society's neighborhoods. I am fortunate enough to have lived in a neighborhood where I knew my next door neighbors, and we were part of a community, and it was great because every time there was an excuse to have a barbecue, the neighborhood would have a neighborhood barbecue. How many neighborhoods even do that anymore? The community where I work in, it's a neighborhood, and it's a very well-established neighborhood, but it's like now the neighbors don't want to help you. My friend grew up in this neighborhood, and it was not a problem to be neighborly to your neighbor, but now all of a sudden, the neighbors don't want to do it. And now this neighborhood has gone a little bit downhill. The properties, look shabby and so forth, and it's because nobody cares. That's bottom line. Nobody cares. And it's just that was my biggest thing. It had to, there had to be a reason that I posted that, and the starter reason was I got stuck in the mud. And then as I went along, to think that, neighborhoods are not neighborly, that was the bigger picture. Because if you notice at the end, I wasn't like, oh, I hope somebody rescues me. No. It was more about, be nice to people. Think about others. And I think I end most of my posts that way, greeting everyone or, telling everybody have a good day. In my bad day, I still wished everybody to have a good day and to think about, their situations and still be kind and nice to people. I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be upset that they're stuck in the mud? I mean, days before that, I was sick with the stomach flu, and days before that, it's just another situation. Everybody has their off days. That just happened to be one of mine, and I was caught on videotape. So what? But I really do appreciate that you did comment, because with the comments, I can respond back, and if others are able to, get some sort of spark under their butt and say, hey, well, yeah, maybe I should get to know my neighbor. Or at least if you don't want to get to know them on a personal level, just be kind to them. Say hello. There was a fire a few cities over, and 2 women had died in the fire, and the next